Beautiful music on 657 AM. And that, of course, my family, it's Peter Perez with the song God is Everywhere. And before that, it was Teps David featuring Miriam Letswalo and Midas Kosana and the song Faithful. 17 minutes it is, just after 10 on 657 AM. And yes, my family, it is still with you. It's still Spongile Mufukeng on Just For You, with you up until 11 o'clock. I said I'm connecting to my queen. I said I'm connecting to Sis Buyiswa Mpini. She's on the other side. If you're on Facebook, you'll be able to see this beautiful queen. Hi, my queen. Gunjani.
Siyaphila, my queen. Good morning to family. Good morning, everybody. I'm blessed to be alive, of course, coming from my birthday.
Yeah, we are blessed to have you. Yeah, but see me do this. See me do this. Yeah, on your birthday, I was so tempted to call you and say, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sis Buyiswa. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you. I'm taking you to that talent show that I will not call here. You are a singer, my queen.
Listen, listen to this. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Celebrating
no
your
way.
birthday.
Thank
and
you so
today
much.
and today you're talking to yeah, and today you're talking to us. You're talking to us as parents and guardians. We are getting ready for our exams. Our children are getting ready, but there is always a stress that goes with preparations during this time. And I was saying to the family earlier on, what happens is that when your child is writing the exams and they're anxious, you're also
Mm.
anxious with them. You might
We
not
share,
think
we
that
share
you
the
are. You
stresses.
might not even yeah. But the truth of the matter is that you are right there with your young person. And sometimes we forget because we are used to sending them to do stuff. We
Mhm.
are used to talking to them and guiding them and all that, but sometimes we forget when we are supposed to be supporting them during their exam time. Since we so let's talk about this time and the preparations and how we can be of good support, that at the end of the day both we and our young ones are happy with the results that they produce.
I think, thank you, my queen. Good morning again, once more, family. We know that there are different types of stresses in life. And as parents, sometimes and adults, we think
Mm,
that our children are not experiencing stress. But for them, schooling is stressful enough because of the many challenges that they face as they are growing up. Now, also, when it comes to the times of
mm,
exams, the stress comes from various sources. One, the stress that they experiencing, our children, is coming first of all from their own selves, where they have certain expectations about how they are going to perform, and then also then there is a stress of that's coming from the environment, where we are expect that the environment, people that know, especially for the grade 12s, people who know that your child is doing grade 12, they are looking at them and they're saying, we're looking forward to seeing you to university next year. So there's like this lot of expectation. And then of course us as parents as well, sometimes unknowingly so, some parents also knowingly so, we put pressure on our children to say, we're expecting a particular mark from them. And so all these stresses then makes them to be very
mm,
anxious come this time of exams.
mm. So,
Yes.
Sis Wisa,
So
would you say that
mm,
we need to know our children?
so it's very important that
Would you say that we as parents need to know?
come again, my queen, I didn't hear the question.
Is it important for us to know our children and understand their strength? Because some of us, what we do and we say to our children, sometimes we say, Hayi ka Mofokeng, hayi ka Maluleka. You know, we
Mm,
never get less
mm.
than 50. We never get
Yes,
less than
yes,
this. Parents,
yes.
are we putting more pressure on them on yeah?
Yes, so it is very, you are actually right. You are hitting the nail, my queen, when you say, as parents, one of the ways of assisting our children to lower the stress, to lower the anxiety when it comes to this time of exams is the fact that we need to know their abilities, we know where they are strong, and we also need to stay away from comparing them with ourselves. For example, if I was a student in my time of high school, I cannot be expecting the
Mm,
same for my child, because my child and myself, we have different abilities and capabilities when it comes to our academic performance. What is important as a parent is that you need to know what is your strength, what is the strength of your children, which subjects are they doing well. And this is not only during the time, Spongile, my queen, and family, that we need during the time of exams, that we need to start to know our children. It's every time we have conversations about our
mm,
children, I will not say this line, to say, parents, we need to actually um, try to promote that culture of a relationship, open relationship and communication with our children, because it is when we're having those open
yeah.
conversations that are normal, that are building our relationship, that we get to know them. So even during this time of exams, when the stress, when they are experiencing the anxiety and the stress that is very heightened because of the expectations around exams, then because you know your child, because you have been communicating with them, then you are able to be there for them and to support them to actually lessen the stress, and so that they can do better when they are writing.
Mm. Now, Sis Buyiswa, where do we begin? How, when we are now supporting our children? So we know their strengths and we have
Mhm.
to learn about their strengths a long time ago, even before
Yes. Yes.
examination. Now, here's the time for examination. What should we be
So
doing now?
So number one priority is that, as a parent, first of all, during this time of exams, prioritize your child's mental, spiritual, and physical well-being. Don't start with the exams. Start with, what
Okay.
can I do to make sure that my child is prepared mentally, that physically she or he is okay, and that also spiritually, my child is at the right place to face the challenge that comes with exams. Number one. So
Mm-hmm.
secondly, so when I am saying mental well-being, what am I talking about? Try to look at home and make sure that the home environment does not add stress to them. It's a peaceful and harmonious environment. Secondly, mental well-being. Also check your child to say, how are you feeling? What are you feeling right now as you are preparing for your exams? When I'm saying physical well-being,
Mm,
let's guard what are we feeding our children? What meals are we cooking for them?
mm,
Because the physical well-being
mm,
promotes also mental and intellectual well-being, which they need, especially when they are writing their exams. Also, when they are snacking, make sure that you try and encourage them to eat healthy snacks. Spiritually, my queen, I am a believer. The family knows this. So my life is grounded in believing in the Lord. So at home, can we also make it a habit, make it
mm,
a practice to engage our children in prayers, to say to them, as you are studying, you need the Lord, because the Lord says in His Word, He has great plans for you, plans to give you a success and a future and a hope. So for you to be able to manage
mm,
the stress of your exams, you need to have your trust in the Lord. So as parents, we need to prepare that environment. Secondly, can you find? I know that our homes are small.
mm,
Sometimes we don't have all the luxuries of study areas and so forth, but make a corner in your room where your child can find a proper space for study, and then help them to prepare for their studies by preparing a program, a timetable, look at their exam timetable, and then help them to schedule periods of when they are going to study, and also encourage them to then also uh, get breaks in between as they are studying, because when they are studying, then that's preparation for exams, then there's less stress when the time comes to study. Thirdly, parents, be there for your children,
Mm.
but also and little children have got chores that they are carrying because they are part of a family. During this
Yeah.
time of exams, we need to be a
Mm.
bit accommodating of them. So if they don't make up their beds, if they don't wash those dishes, just be there, because now they are really struggling. They are needing all the time they need to make sure that they are ready for this stressful time. Yes.
Mm. Sure. And I think the matriculation period is one stressful time, more than
Uma-
even being a first year at tertiary.
Yes. Too much.
I've
You
noticed
know,
how
matric.
stressful it is.
The matric is easy because it's the last year of your high school, and it's actually that one
Yeah.
key that we were always told about. It's your key to your future. So you are like, if I don't get this key to my future, you are also even worrying about your tomorrow. So it is really very stressful. It's not like first year. I know that. First year can also be stressful, but I'm telling you, first year at university, you also get to know, sometimes at university, even if you were successful at high school, at university, it's possible to fail a
Yeah.
module, but you will be getting a chance to get a sub. Whereas now with your matric, getting a sub means a delay if you
Hey.
have future plans that are not taking a gap year. So yes, it's very stressful, these matric exams. Also, because
Since we
the
saw, I've
exams are not
spoken
set.
to some. Okay.
I was saying that the other reason why
Qedelela,
the
sis
matric.
Buyiswa.
Yes, the other reason why the matric exams are very stressful is the fact that now they are not set by your educators, by your teachers that were teaching you right through there. It's an external examination. You are going to get questions that maybe your teacher has not asked you before. So now you are also trying to imagine, what kind of questions am I going to get? So please, parents, be there for your
Sure.
children during this
Mm.
time.
Now, sis Buyiswa, when it comes to some of the young people, when you talk to them, they're so frightened. Like when they have to study, they feel like it's too much work. It's too much work. And I've spoken to some young people. One was in matric last year, and I remember how she felt it was too much work. She is rewriting. We are trusting God for the best. She's rewriting right now. And I spoke to another young man who is in matric this year, and this young man was like, "Hey, it's too much work." How do we
Yeah.
encourage them, because we want them to also feel that they can do this? We don't want to push it, or we don't want to push too hard, but we want them to know they can do this. So what should, or how should we encourage them?
So it is too much work. Let me tell you, it is too much work. We cannot belittle it. We cannot undermine it.
Run
But
away from
for
it.
the young person who is writing your matric, I know now the year has gone. You are just about to finish your trials. So take for example that what you have done during your trials was a preparation for the final examination. So build up on that studying that you were doing for your trials, to strengthen those areas where you think in your trial exam you didn't do well. Then focus first on those hard parts of that particular subject, so that you can strengthen it. And then also make sure that you take time away to refresh your mind. If you feel like it's too much studying, and the things that you are looking as you are studying, they don't seem as if they are coming through your mind, because sometimes I think the stress comes to the fact that you when you are studying, you're not sure what you are retaining, and you are not sure what you are understanding. take time away from your books, and then use also previous exam papers to test yourself. Don't just read, because reading, you are not going to know whether you are retaining the information. So when you have studied a particular subject, and then you think maybe you know some stuff, take an exam paper, a previous exam papers, and you test yourself. And where you see that there are areas you are not understanding, go back. But also, do not leave your studying till the last moment. This I also speak from experience. You are better prepared when you have given yourself sufficient time to prepare for each of the subjects before the time. And thirdly, please do not cross night. On the day before your exam, do not spend the whole night studying. Study, there must be a time where you finish and you stop and then you rest, because you need all your energy to focus on the exam, on the time of on the day of the exam. So do not, I discourage cross nighting. Also, have study groups. It helps to have study groups in the areas when I, in my time when I was studying Sibongile, there were subjects that I was good at, and there were subjects that I was not good at. I know, for one, I was not good in Afrikaans. In fact, I didn't do Afrikaans. I was not. It was not one of my languages that I was studying. But I had a friend who was good in Afrikaans, and I studied with her when I was preparing for my Afrikaans exam. I went to write my Afrikaans exam. I registered for it, even though I didn't have it as one of my subjects. So for the subjects that you are not good at, make a study group with other learners who are good in the particular subjects that when you are not good at. And then when you are studying, study as a group, and also have that time where you discuss things. Don't be alone when you are studying, because that puts too much pressure.
That it becomes too much on you. I think
Mm,
sometimes, and I think that you mentioned this because sometimes for us as parents and guardians, we don't know the right words, to
mm,
say. And so how you have put it right now, it's encouraging the one who's listening, who might be at home. It also encouraging a parent to say, "Oh, this is what I can say to my child."
mm, mm,
Some of the parents, God does is we are not well versed. We don't know much about both life sciences so should we be also asking, did you study? How was it? Or what can we do more than just ask those questions as parents who are not clued up with exactly what our child is doing?
So if yeah, we the thing is that even myself, even though I I went to school, I they are like even I struggle with my grade 4 mathematics. My child mathematics at grade 4. So what is important as a parent,
Yeah.
because your support does not necessarily mean that you need to know the subject, but is to say to your child, I am here for you. When you need to talk about an area you are struggling to, you can talk to me. If you want to bounce a particular topic in even if I don't understand your science, but you can use me as a sounding board to make sure that you are getting what you are cramming about. But also, as parents, I think one of the things that we can do to support our children during this time, if we can afford it, of course, because sometimes money is a challenge, is also find tutors for our children for those areas of subjects that they are struggling with, so that they can get that extra support. And then, if, for example, in your family or in your circle of friends, you have people who know these particular subjects, ask them to support and help your child as they are preparing for those subjects and those that you do not know. And also, when you are having your conversations with your child, is not about are you finished studying, is to say to them, okay, as we are preparing for your exams, let's look at how you go. And this is also part to encourage those ones who says it's too much. Remember, to finish an elephant, you need to bite one chunk at a time. So you can say to your child, to support, to say, okay, look, during this time of exams, as you finish each target of your preparation, what can we do together to, to motivate you. You can give your child time away from the books by perhaps listening to music together, or maybe going for a walk, because I don't want to that we incentivize them and we motivate them by things that require money. Let's look at things that we can do together, to just let's go for a walk, so that also to take them away, because sometimes some of our children, when they are stressing, they are just always on the books and not taking those breaks that they are needing. So when you see that they have been spending maybe 2 hours studying, say, come, let's take a 15-minute walk, and then you go with a walk, and then you talk about something else, not about the subjects that they are busy studying, so that they can just get some mental break from those preparations.
All right, Sis Wisa, let's take a break and then come back to talk to you some more. And yeah, Celimpilo Sihlenko, she says to you and I, Sis Wisa, "Athi sibahle." He says
Yeah,
we
well,
are we are beautiful. Says and also, Frank Jacobs, I see you. Family, you can ask your questions to Sisbuisa SSA Corner. Alternatively, you can just drop us a WhatsApp or a Telegram on 0826572729 or an SMS 37871. We're going to take the sounds of Keke, Pastor Keke Mpotle. No. Keke. Now his name is running away from my Pofolo. Yes, Keke Pofolo, and his song is Homorena. And this is one of the new ones. Enjoy it.
For God, it is another to sing a
Join us at the Gospel Concert of a Lifetime in memory of radio presenter and gospel artist Sipho Kaleni. Be moved by renowned gospel artists like Sipho Makabane, Lebose Khobela, Tabs David, Dr. Dumi, Takindo, and many more. The Sipho Kaleni Tribute Concert takes place at the Oasis of Life Family Church in Davidson on Sunday, 29th October from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tickets are available on web tickets and at Pick and Pay from only 250 per person.
Learn more, live more, love more. Radio Pulpit 657 AM, your daily companion.
It is 6:57 a.m. Radio Pulpit, your daily companion. I am Sibongile Mofokeng with you up until 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, we say hello to Germany, Yanni Pelsa with Perspective. And after Germany, Yanni Pelsa, you have Ayanda Nenemba on Heart to Heart with you from 12 year tot 3 year. And after Ayanda, you have Germany, Johan also on something else. So we have so much for you. Do not go nowhere. Do not go nowhere. And the Lord is just faithful. The Lord is just good. And all will just go well with you. And yes, my family, right here on Just For You, I'm not alone. I'm talking to Sis Buyiswa Mpini. We are talking about how to assist our children during this time of exams. And you can ask your questions right there. Sis Buyiswa, I see your message right there. Let's check it. Oh, now can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me now? Undiva kakuhle.
Ndiyakuva, uyandiva
Oh,
wena?
awesome. Yeah, perfect. It's so nice to talk to you and see you today.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. It feels
It's
like
so
I'm
nice
in
to
the
talk to you
studio.
and see you today. Yeah, you are. You are in the studio. Just reminding the family that this week is National Wheels Week, and it's taking place from the 11th up until the 15th of September. During this week, attorneys all over the country that are registered with the Law Society of South Africa will be able to drop a will free of charge for anyone in public. And so, my family, you can visit them and they will help you. But with Radio Pulpit and K Pulpit in conjunction with Atto Group, we also can help you set up your will at no cost. And in addition, you will save on estate duty. If you want to know more, go to our website, radiopulpit.co.za or kpulpit.co.za. Alternatively, you can call Audrey Badenhorst, and the number to Audrey's office is 012-334-1200. Alternatively, drop her an email at audrey@radiocouncil, radiopulpit.co.za. Patrick Rapiri, I see you. Thank you so much for joining in and being with us. All right. A family member is asking Spongile and Sis Buyiswa, thank you so much for the topic. My question is that I also get anxious. Now, how can I help if I'm anxious? How do I calm myself down so that I can assist my child? Sis Buyiswa.
You know, I was actually thinking about that. That is Bongile, this question that has come through to say one of the ways that we need to help our children is that even ourselves during this time, we need to try and be very calm. We need to stay away being
Yeah.
anxious and being worried, even if it's not about the exam. Perhaps if there are any other family stresses, we as families we are experiencing a number of
Just going through life.
life
Mm.
stresses, which results to us being tense in the family. And during the time of exams, this is the time where we need to actually try to minimize those family stresses so that our children are preparing for their exams and they are writing their exams during a time that is at least with a reduced family stresses, because there is never a time where there is less stress. So to calm yourself down, Mizali, please take a glass of cold water, drink it, and try and focus on the positives. Look at how your child has done before and focus on the fact that your child has managed to get to where they are to right now. And because they have passed their previous grades, they are also going to pass this metric. Focus on that positive thought and try to be focusing on the good that they have done this far rather than focusing on are they going to pass? Are they going to pass? Just focus on the fact that if they've managed to get to grade 12, passing the other grades, they are also going to pass this coming exam. And calm yourself down. If you see that you are not getting less anxious, take a walk
Hey,
and find
take a
something else to
walk.
focus on. Take a walk, yes.
All right. Swangile and we saw what are the stress what sources? All right. I think you mentioned some of the sources that bring about stress, ne?
Yes, I said first, the child it herself or himself puts it themselves under, gets the trigger, the stress because of the expectation that they have of themselves and the worry that whether are they going to do well or not. Then I said the environment also has some sources of stress where the environment is communicating that you have to pass, you have to get a particular mark. If you don't, the messaging that they get around the from the environment, friends who are performing well, better than them, also gives them stress. And then also the home environment. If there are stresses at home, it could be a source of stress that leads to them being very anxious as they are writing their exams.
Maybe one of the things that we can share as we're about to wrap up. Sure, I wasn't aware that time is already gone. Well, maybe as we're about to wrap up, Sis Wisa, how can I tell that my child is stressed? What are some of the telltales?
So the signs of stress, especially around exams, you will find that your child, if you know your child, you know their habits and you know how they are behaving normally, then you find that maybe they are becoming very irritable. They don't want to, they don't eat as normal as they used to. Then they are also experiencing sleeplessness. You see that they are not sleeping as much as they normally do. Then you can realize that they are being stressed. And sometimes if you see that they are not focusing, and also they are not taking good care of themselves, even though they are stressed, they still need to keep, they need to keep taking care of themselves. If you see that they are being also distracted and not focused, then you can identify those as some of the signs that they are stressing about their exams.
Yeah. Hmm. And so, in a way of wrapping it up, Sis Wisa, what do we say to our parents in helping our
One, as I said,
children?
please make sure,
Ekugcineni
one,
kwako konke.
yes. One, make sure priority is their health and well-being, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Secondly, make sure that you create a conducive environment for them to be able to study. Take away some of the chores that they normally do so that they get more time to prepare for their exams. Assist them in sitting down and putting out a program, and then make sure that in between the studying they get time to rest, feed them well, pray with them, and just be there, talk to them, to say to them, I am here to help you and to support you to walk this journey, but don't pressurize them. Don't tell them about that you want them to get so many distinctions. The distinctions will happen if they are capable of getting them. Where now, as a parent, just be there and say, my child, I want you to do well according to your best of your ability. And then become, please become Mzali.
Please become Mzali. Please become, and that is Sis Mpini at this moment in time. And for family members seeking to talk to you directly, my queen, how do they get hold of you?
Buyiswampini@gmail.com. That's my personal email. Or on Facebook, Buyiswampini, you can send me inbox messages and I will respond.
Wow. Sis Bisa, thank you so much for talking to us today. It is such a pleasure. It is so awesome again to see you. Wazin,
Wow.
I love the new
I
system.
love technology.
So thank you so much. Have yourself a blessed, blessed one.
Thank you.
Have a
Good luck
blessed one. Bye
to
bye.
all the learners out there who are preparing for their exams. Good luck. May the Lord be with you during this stressful time, and may you get to reach your goals of getting that matric pass. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Sis Buyiswa. We love you. Have a great one. Bye bye. And that is Sis Buyiswa Mpini, my family. And we are signing off with her today. Do remember that she is available on buiswampini@gmail.com, buiswampini@gmail.com. Alternatively, you can just go to her Facebook. She is Buiswampini, and yeah, she will be there to can respond to your comments and questions right there. And all of the best to our matriculants, all of the best to our students everywhere who are writing during the season. Now, you heard some sounds of birds and all of that, and that is Germany. Yanni Belsa getting ready for the next hour on Perspective. Let me try to greet him. Germany, Yanni Belsa, hoe gaan dit met u? Kan jy hoor? Can you hear me? Germany, how are you? Can you hear me?
Hello, hello. I don't know. Can you hear me? I can hear you loud and clear. Thank
Can
you
you
so
hear me,
much.
Germany?
It's wonderful to converse with you. Two different studios.
Ah, yes. Yeah. It
Yes,
is so wonderful to also
we've
see
all
you
been
right
through
there.
that process, and
Um, uh,
we know what it takes. Yes. But in any event, and thank you so much for your kind
yeah. So
invitation.
what can we expect in on
Well, you
yeah.
know that I
So what can we expect on Perspective today?
my program is more actuality. We talk about what's happening within
Yeah.
the community, the sphere, South African sphere, and with the national elections up and coming next year. My question is whether we are prepared for it, whether we know what it entails, our responsibility as citizens, and how we can also
Wow.
just create a bit of an enthusiasm amongst
Yeah.
citizens. Many people say we need a change, but we need to be that change, and we need to voice that change. And this is what I'm going to think about together
Wow.
with my guests today.
Wow, so exciting. We'll be listening throughout. Enjoy the rest of the show, Germany. Thank you so much.
I do appreciate. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Bye
And
bye.
yes, that is And yes, next up is Germany. Yanni Belsa with Perspective. I'm signing out. You and I are meeting again on Saturday. And what's interesting is that on Saturday, Germany, Yanni Belsa will be on Naviek Actual. And immediately after that, I come in on the Ultimate Lifestyle Guide. So this is how we work with Germany. So enjoy the rest of our shows. I love you too much. Have a great one. Bye bye.